Continue over the new striping on Claremont Drive, why a school is getting involved.
The government shutdown affecting air traffic controllers across the country. We check in on impacts at San Diego International.
A grand jury says crime here in the Gaslamp is on the rise and made recommendations. Today, the city council discussed them. We'll show you what happened.
San Diego's new trash bin rollout is delayed for now. We'll tell you what to expect.
As a deadline approaches to sign or veto dozens of bills, we're taking a look at what's influencing Governor Newsom's decisions. CBS 8 News live at 6 starts right now.
Big changes to Claremont Drive continuing to draw strong reactions from cyclists, residents, and now a school in the area. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Carlo Cicchetto.
I'm Marcella Lee. Just yesterday, we were talking with people frustrated after new striping on the busy street reduced the number of traffic lanes and added separated bike lanes. CBS 8's Steffi Roche has been tracking this story since June. And Steffi, you're now learning these changes are impacting a local middle school?
That's right. Today I spoke with parents and the principal of Marston Middle School who say that the restriping came as a shock to them and that it's creating a traffic mess here on Claremont Drive. Now take a look at this video on your screen right now. Today we went to Marston's drop-off and witnessed a fender bender right in front of the school. The principal, Jonathan Goles, told me this has become a regular occurrence. What was once 2 lanes in each direction is now 1 lane each way. The restriping also added bike lanes along the sidewalk and relocated street parking to the outside of the traffic lanes, creating a physical buffer between moving cars and cyclists. Since the beginning of the school year, Goles has taken his concerns and met with the city, but tells me he does not feel the city is addressing his or parents' concerns. Goles also alleges the city never informed the school about their plans to restripe the road.
The city has not communicated with any of our school staff about these changes. We knew that there would be repaving over the summer. We didn't know about any striping changes. We were able to secure some meetings. We went over some really clear recommendations. Some of the only recommendations that they've approved up to this point are very minimal in scale, and they don't align closely with what our biggest needs are.
A spokesperson for the city tells me that they have met with Marston Middle School leadership regarding the safety concerns, adding in part, quote, "We have listened and agreed to almost all recommendations to modify the area with extended left turn lanes and an expansion of dedicated pickup/drop-off area with 16 additional time-limited floating parking spaces. These updates will be completed by the end of the calendar year." And the city also confirmed that they never directly reached out to the school or notified the school about the restriping via emails or flyers or anything like that. However, they did add that the Pure Water project has been in the works and has been presented to the community since 2019. We'll have more from the principal of Marston and other parents tonight at 10 on the CW and at 11 on CBS. But for now, reporting live in Claremont, I'm Steffi Roche, CBS 8.
Thanks, Steffi. Day 7 of the government shutdown is coming to a close with no end in sight, and now it's impacting air travel. Passengers at airports around the country are seeing flight delays as the Transportation Secretary acknowledges a spike in air traffic controllers calling out sick.
CBS 8's Alex Cheney is live at San Diego International Airport. And Alex, what are we seeing out there today when it comes to delays or cancellations?
What I've seen so far is business as usual here at the San Diego International Airport. There are a few delays, but maybe just a few minutes, nothing out of the ordinary. However, airport officials want to remind people to give yourself a little bit of extra time for your flights because some of those connecting or arriving flights could be changed as we're dealing with those impacts across the country.
A little bit scared, but not too worried.
Carrie and John are flying from San Diego to Portland today. Their flight is on time, but not without a little worry.
None other than just a possible air traffic control. I don't know, somebody not coming into work.
The federal government says it's dealing with an increase in sick calls in some parts of the country from air traffic controllers who are working without a paycheck until the shutdown ends. U.S. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy says it's still safe to fly as they monitor staffing levels.
There's been, one facility one day, another facility another day. Some areas there's been a 50% reduction in some of the staffing. And again, we're tracking it, and we take the appropriate action necessary to make sure our skies are safe.
Hey, Burbank. Tower, Southwest 695.
However, big issues at the Hollywood Burbank Airport last night as it operated without air traffic controllers for several hours.
Hey, are you guys, is clearance open still or is it closed for Burbank?
Creating a number of flight delays for travelers, the airport had no air traffic controllers in its tower from around 4 p.m. until 10 p.m.
They rerouted us to LAX and they gave us a voucher.
Arrivals and departures were reportedly handled by the Southern California Terminal Radar Approach Control Facilities based in San Diego. San Diego International issued this statement about the air traffic control concerns. San Diego International Airport continues to operate normally, and essential federal aviation personnel, including air traffic controllers, FAA operations, and related support staff are anticipated to remain on duty. We expect no disruption to airport-controlled functions such as parking, concessions, customer service, or public safety. Passengers we talked to at the airport today were concerned about the shutdown, but are just hoping for the best.
Hopefully, because we do have a layover in San Jose, so that was our only concern. Otherwise, it would have been a straight flight, right? So, but other than that.
So everything is running smoothly at San Diego International for now. However, as that shutdown continues, there may be some changes, and we'll keep you updated. I'm Alex Cheney, CBS 8.
Thank you, Alex. Tonight, a new report reveals a third of San Diego households, including working families, are making a lot less than what they need just to get by. Today, nonprofit leaders and government officials came together to discuss the report from the United Way of San Diego County. The report found a family of four needs to make $116,000 a year just to provide basics like food and housing. But that one-third of those families here only make about $50,000. One panelist pointed to a dramatic drop in the number of naturally affordable homes here over the past 25 years.
There are a lot of people trapped in rentals that are $3,000 to $4,000 a month. And if you could turn that into a mortgage, they could actually stabilize their living expenses for the rest of their lives, plus build wealth, plus have something they could borrow against to put their kids through school, right?
If you'd like to read that full report, we do have a link on our website, cbs8.com. And a grand jury found crime has been on the rise in the Gaslamp corridor and made recommendations to make the area safer. Today, the city council voted on those recommendations, but they did not agree with all of the grand jury's ideas. CBS 8's Steve Price explains their concerns and has reaction from San Diego police.
Do you feel safe when you come to the Gaslamp? So many people have said no, that a grand jury actually took a closer look at crime here, and they found it is on the rise, so much so that they made recommendations that today the city council discussed.
Police lights, crime scene tape, and chaos. From 2022 to 2024, the Gaslamp quarter saw a 17% increase in crimes against persons, which includes murder, rape, and assault.
The challenge with downtown is over-intoxicated, too much drinking. It leads to violence, leads to foolish mistakes or decision-making. So that has been a challenge.
Captain Ryan Hallahan is in charge of Central Division, which is responsible for the Gaslamp area, where it's not uncommon to see as many as 50,000 people on a Friday or Saturday night.
We need at least 200 more cops, maybe 3.
He agrees with some of the grand jury's recommendations, including getting creative with the staffing he does have. San Diego police recently created a downtown response team which walks the streets in this area during the day. That also helps with another grand jury recommendation, officers being more approachable.
I hope you're thinking it's a safe place, it's a safe environment, because if you don't feel that, you won't come.
Thank you to our officers. Council members also agreed with the grand jury on those recommendations, but called another one not reasonable. That recommendation, adding funding for officers to patrol the Gaslamp on bicycles during the day. Captain Hallahan agreed it's a bad idea.
I would much rather have more walking teams. If we're going to take somebody out of a car, at least they can stay close to the car. Unlike bikes, you could be 3-4 blocks away from your car. And then when you arrest somebody that's combative, what do you do?
City staff also points out that officers on bikes don't have immediate access to life-saving equipment like defibrillators, active shooter response gear, or less lethal tools like beanbag shotguns. As a result, that does pass unanimously. The council voted to approve the grand jury's recommendations surrounding staffing shortages and community policing, but not the creation of bike patrols during the day. In downtown, Steve Price, CBS 8.
Thanks, Steve. Right now, we're tracking a wildfire in rural North San Diego County. Tonight, it has spread to 50 acres, with CAL FIRE saying it has the potential to grow to 250 acres and is threatening homes along Donnell Ranch Road. The fire broke out at around 3:20 this afternoon and is burning north of Fallbrook. That's right near the Riverside County line. There are no evacuation orders in place just yet, but there are some evacuation warnings for parts of San Diego County. CAL FIRE also says that because of the government shutdown, federal firefighting resources are constrained, but state crews remain fully staffed. San Diego's new trash bin swap was set to kick off this week, and if you're still waiting for those new bins to arrive at your home, you're not alone.
We're working for you to find out what's causing the holdup. CBS 8's Brian White is live in Sabre Springs. And Brian, it's trash day out there. I hear it looks like old bins are still out on the curb, though.
That's right. It's still the same old black trash bins lining the curbs here in Sabre Springs. These are the old ones that were supposed to start being replaced by the city's new gray bins this week, but we haven't yet seen those. And over here we have the old recycling bin that will eventually be replaced by a lighter blue version. Now, the rollout this week has been delayed. We know that the deadline to select your new bin size was last Tuesday, and by that point, less than half of San Diego's 225,000 trash customers had actually done so. And that means by default, the city will be delivering the largest size, the 95-gallon container, to those who did not select one. That bin size is the most expensive one at $43.60 a month. But that's okay if you still want a smaller size. You'll have 30 days to swap it out once the new one is delivered, and you would then see a credit on next year's tax bill. Now, I did reach out to Environmental Services about the delay, and they tell me that with hundreds of thousands of trash customers, this is a large undertaking, but they expect to start delivering the new bins next week, but not all at once. It will be a phased rollout from neighborhood to neighborhood over many months into next year. Now, back out here live, the city will be sharing all the details later this week as far as what to expect with this rollout. They plan to start delivering the new bins next week, and they'll share much more information later in the week. Marcel and Carlo, back to you.
Thank you, Brian. And remember, if there's something you would like us to look into, you can email us at workingforyou@cbs8.com. California's Attorney General wants to hear from renters who may have been harmed by landlords.
We'll tell you why next. Plus, as a deadline approaches for Governor Newsom to sign or veto dozens of bills, we're breaking down what he may be taking into account.
But first, why California's beaches could disappear by the end of the century.
We have a mixed bag of temperatures right now across the Southwest. We're talking about 90s for Tucson as well as for Palm Springs and for the Phoenix area. You have 60s for LA and for San Diego. The main focus is going to be on some moisture, some tropical moisture as we go into the second half of this week, though. We'll take a look at your complete forecast coming up.